welcome! I'm Rhett, captain of the Custodians, and today I'm going to be reacting to the Goku vs. Superman 3 death battle! I'm actually really excited for this death battle. I'm not really too worried about who's gonna win. Don't mind the Goku shirt. I'm a huge fan of both characters. So, my first death battle I ever watched was Goku vs. Superman 1. And to this day, I still think it is one of the best death battles they've ever done. I adore the amount of theatrics they put into it. How they made it feel like a special death battle, because it is. This is like one of the most key who would wins ever. And if you are subscribed to the channel, even if you're not subscribed and you've just looked at the channel, you know I'm a big fan of who would wins. It's the most common post on our community tab. I love doing versus debates and stuff like that. And I know it's been a while since I've done a death battle reaction, and just due to the fact that I was busy with other things, not because I was not interested. There's been a lot of death battles I wish I reacted to since, you know, I kind of took a little break. But I had to come back for this one. I'm really excited for this one. In terms of who is gonna win, I guess I'm gonna put my money on Superman again. You know, I mean, you know, 2 out of 3. I'm not the biggest fan of number 2. I liked the breakdowns in terms of like going into the fundamentals of their character. And while we are here to watch 2 characters fight, not 2 power sets fight, I'm not a big fan of the whole... as far as I remember, there are 2 victories that I have not been a very big fan of the conclusionary, you know, say on why they won. And that was, or more so why they lost, and that was Doomsday versus Hulk. Now that fight, the animation, is awesome. Like, Doomsday versus Hulk is one of the best fights they've done. Just how impactful every hit is, how destructive the battle is. I'm not a fan of how Doomsday won because of some kind of headcanon that they added into Hulk's abilities. I much would have preferred, if they couldn't rationalize a win for either of them, I would have much preferred just a draw, or, you know, while it's more likely a draw, Doomsday wins 5.5 times out of 10 due to this, that, or the other thing. I wasn't a fan of the whole, oh, he's healing factors, his strength's tied to his healing factor, and his healing factor can be overtaxed. Yeah, it wasn't very good. But they do things differently now than then. Same thing with, oh, Superman can beat Goku because Superman isn't supposed to lose. I never liked that sentiment because, one, we've seen Superman lose all the time. He fights and he gets his ass kicked. That happens. He doesn't just blitz through every single opponent ever. But it's almost kind of like foregoing what makes versus fun, right? Where it's just like, oh, well, like, look at Saitama. Saitama lost to Popeye. And, well, I don't think Saitama's, like, the end-all, be-all, but he's not supposed to lose in his canon. His whole gimmick is that he doesn't lose, because he's so much stronger than everybody else. And they still had a reasonable answer to why Popeye beats him. That's a great death battle, by the way, one of the best. I was never a fan of this whole, oh, Superman wins because he's Superman. The thing is, though, is that they are doing things, the way they do things now is way different than when they did it back then. They have a much more, they have a greater focus on, like, feats and scaling and all those fun, nerdy versus shit. So, in terms of, like, where both of them are at now, I don't follow the Dragon Ball Super manga, and I barely follow DC Comics. But I'm much more, I love the characters for both. I followed Dragon Ball Super, and I read a little bit of New 52 and a smidgen of Rebirth. I'm much more of a Marvel guy when it comes to actually reading comics. But I love the animated shit that they do with DC. I adore that for the most part. There are some stinkers here and there, but you can't escape that kind of stuff. But also, you know, massive Dragon Ball Z Abridged fan. If it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z Abridged, I wouldn't be into Dragon Ball. So, Team 4-Star, if at any point you somehow see this video, thank you for, like, the greatest fan work on YouTube, maybe. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball now. I played the shit out of Xenoverse 1 and 2, Fighters. I can't wait for them to release Tenkaichi Budokai 4, or I think that's the one. I watched everything from the Namek Saga through to the Buu Saga for Z, because they didn't have the Saiyan Saga on Hulu. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball now. But I Superman is like one of the best superheroes ever. I mean, you kind of get there just by being the first, right? But I hate when people are like, "Oh, Superman's boring." It's like, no, you're boring, you lazy bitch. Superman is a really awesome character. I like hopeful paragons, right? And he's a guy who's just a normal guy raised in Kansas with 2 good parents who has a good set of morals and principles, and he doesn't go back on them. And he just so happens to be really, really strong, can fly and shoot lasers from his eyes and hear really well and do a bunch of other stuff. But he, in his core, is Clark Kent, not Kal-El. And I really like that. I like how he's just a, homegrown boy with the powers and willingness to do the right thing. Who wouldn't like that? You are wrong if you don't, objectively. Let's see. So I know that I watched the Death Battle cast with Godzilla vs. Hulk. Hulk destroys Godzilla, by the way, and I love Godzilla. Oh, by the way, just saw -1. Fucking great. Go see -1. It's such a good Godzilla movie. It's probably one of my favorite Godzilla movie I've ever seen. Go see it. But this is not sponsored, by the way. Like I could get sponsored. But they talked about how, specifically Ben, they talked about how special this episode is for them, and I really am excited to see the work that they put in, because now I'm just excited. Okay, we're just gonna get into it. So before we do, please like, comment, subscribe, follow us on our social medias. Links are at the top of the description, like Twitter and Twitch. Then if you will, please go support us on Patreon to get a shout out during the video. Boom, right here. Look at all those super amazing people who could fight Goku and Superman together and probably come out on top. Like Superman, he's not supposed to lose, so they might have trouble with that, but I think they can get through. But I know. Let's just get into this, huh? They also get access to Patreon polls and our Discord. God, I'm so excited. I'm off my game. I'm just wondering, is this gonna be like another Thor versus Vegeta? Because that's pretty much a comparable match, right? Thor is basically a Marvel Superman, and Vegeta is slightly weaker Goku. Thor won that fight, but Hulk lost to Broly. Now, I'm pretty sure I agree with that sentiment. I think Hulk has gotten, even stronger now because he was able to, fight, Odin Force Thor and was almost able to, do serious damage to him and, take his blows. Smashtronaut was such a fucking weird comic run, man. But yeah, so who knows who wins that fight now, but they had Broly win. So that's 1 for the Dragon Ball category and 1 for the Superman level character category. So, who knows? I'm excited, but let's just get started. This is fucking... Damn, I accidentally clicked on my screen. Fucked everything up. This is Goku vs. Superman 3, the Death Battle on GA. By the way, if you haven't watched the Death Battle yet, what are you doing here? Go watch it there 7 times, and then come back here and watch this 7 times too. You've done your due diligence at that point. On GA, in 3, 2, 1, go.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp Ed. Okay. Gotta get the ad revenue. Oh shit! I saw this in the preview. This looks super good. The animation looks really good. I'm excited.
Goku, Superman. It's time to answer the
here we go.
And we're taking it all into play.
We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities will include all 3, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
Oh, okay.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win.
So Goku definitely has a better chance now.
Far away, in an enchanted land, an old
Starting with
man
Goku.
found a boy and marveled at his uncommon strength.
Marvel?
This is the story of
Son Goku.
Chances are, if you've watched some localized anime,
I
you
miss
think this guy-
when they used to have
Martial arts films
the
and
actual
less interesting
media's
Chinese culture,
music in the
Toriyawa
intros.
crafted the
I miss
story
that.
And the character that would define generations to come.
Hell yeah, he did. Let's go.
Was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped
What do you think of the
destruction
Bardock
by Frieza,
retcon?
and was
Because
raised
technically
on
the
Earth by happy
the
old
movie of
Grandpa
Bardock wasn't necessarily
Gohan.
canon,
Not just raised,
I guess, but
trained.
do you like Bardock being more of a merciless warrior or like a loving father?
True calling under the guidance of Master Roshi.
5'9"? I'm as tall as Goku?
Style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity, both of which strongly define Goku's
Favorite
character.
food's fish,
The more
orange
he learned,
soda.
the more he wanted
I can
to
respect that.
improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can
Kaioken!
Within
Kaio
just
what?
a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods.
cats.
And a talking cat, but mostly gods.
Hey, I like that. I like that. The callback to #1. But mostly gods!
Everyone else
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman.
Mm-hmm.
They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very...
It's such a broken ability, the Zenkai boost, in combination with Sensu beans.
after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down...
I will not let you destroy my world!
It has
Dude, Sean
so
Schemmel
many cool combat
nailed that.
The Kamehameha.
An incredibly powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point.
It's
for a
probably the most iconic
So
move in
challenging, it
anime.
took Roshi decades to master.
Like, I don't think there's anything that comes even remotely
Like
close.
5 seconds.
It's incredibly
Like,
versatile.
even like the
With over 50
Rasengan
different
doesn't
variations.
approach
For
it.
example, Goku can curve the beam after firing, or even shoot it.
Fusion Dance, are we gonna be able to... I mean, like, it's important to list it, I guess, but he's not gonna have access to the Fusion Dance unless he fusions with Superman.
Godbind require a lot more strategy and planning.
Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts.
Good, I'm glad they're... He is, like, incredibly smart in a fight.
He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any.
The Mafuba, yeah!
The Mafuba sealing technique.
Then there's Kaioken.
But that only he seals evil people,
Goku
right?
multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie, he even got it up to
I guess in
100.
Dragon Ball and Goku vs. Superman 1, we did take movies into
Potentially
account.
His strongest attack, but it requires considerable time.
And it's only killed one person
which is a
ever.
teleport that's
Sure, with
instant.
Maj-
The way it works is
Kid
Goku
Buu, but-
detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension
Oh!
where time stands still.
I did not realize it was like hyperspace or warp travel. I thought it was just you're there, you use it, and then you're there.
The Dubs wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly.
Light speed is irrelevant in space. You can't get anywhere at light
Early
speed.
dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light
And
in
that's-
the darkness was originally
That's
about
kind of
being
my
in charge
Goku, at least when it comes to official stuff. I'm far more used to abridged Goku in terms of that personality. Again, Upset Moscow X isn't gonna be in this.
Any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super
Yeah,
Saiyans
baby.
all have
It's
official
kind of
powers
watered
like
down now in terms of how
Goku's
important it
turning
is, but
Goku
the
into
first Super
God.
Saiyan.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained divine.
What's the
ki,
best of the
Roshi
super
unspoiled by
movies?
mortal
Like
hands.
Battle of Gods,
Unlike normal ki,
Resurrection
can't be
F,
detected
or
appears to have healing
Broly?
properties.
Kinda like Senzu beans. Did you
Or I
know
guess,
one Senzu
superhero.
has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs? They're missing out.
God Goku reached a level of power
I guess,
that could compete with
yeah,
the
that makes
biggest
sense.
of
It
deities.
does heal, like,
Shattering the
chest
whole
wounds all the
universe in a
time, like,
single
one that
clash
goes
on his
straight through
first
you.
go. Dragon Ball's
Ah,
Goku
yes, the
beat
classic
Goku
death battle
with a
scaling
model
feats.
accurate depiction of
The
universe.
Goku Beerus Bro Fist.
When all of humanity went to heaven,
Because Boo went Boozerk.
Fidel commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daizenshuu backs are up.
Okay. The Daizenshuu backs are up, but like,
Scale things up with that, and
I didn't realize Videl had the ability to scan an entire area and get its square
100
footage.
times larger than our own observable universe.
Okay, but like,
Goku
the Marvel and DC
destroyed
universes
that
are like a
the
billion
first
times
time he
larger.
went God. And he didn't lose that
But you're right, that's the
power.
first time.
He used it even better, even
Now
in
he's like
base form.
50
Now,
megahertz per
imagine how
gigafart
much
stronger.
he became when he stacked Super
And he's got
Saiyan
Dragon Ball Super? That's like
and
wacky
became
shit.
Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan
Ultra
God,
Instinct.
Super Saiyan.
Giant
Saying
form?
that, or after he trained with some almighty angels, or when he perfected
I
the
remember
blue
Super
hair
Saiyan
to
God,
its
Super
stacked
Saiyan.
Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through Hit's time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai.
Yep.
Destruction
Oh,
God,
Hakai!
which you out of existence,
Superman almost
your
certainly has-
being and your soul
Ugh,
erased
what the
from
hell was
all
that?
of time and
Superman almost
space.
certainly has erasure
Culminating in his
resistance.
greatest form,
Just like Thor.
Ultra Instinct.
Here we go!
It's a normal
For now.
It's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial
Oh
arts.
man, it was so
Subconsciously
great.
making optimal
Dude,
choices
when
to
fucking
turn
Ultimate
himself
Battle
into
kicks in,
without thinking.
Something Goku
Peak.
has always been trained to do. Technically, it can be used in any form, but when perfected, Autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block...
yeah, my boy Koichi can just do that naturally. Read My Hero Vigilantes.
So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive...
Whoa!
defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds really
Okay!
It is.
That's
which is why
fucking
you get
cool.
Incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon
Ball
Ball
Heroes.
aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
Yep.
Technically a different continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku.
Capsule
His
Core?
history and powers are the
Oh,
same,
okay.
making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used
Okay.
instant transmission to
I don't-
teleport through time
I
and
guess I'm okay
dimension.
with it.
He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna
Alright,
rewrite
now-
the entire
Oh, we
universe.
remember Fu from the
This
last-
series even
from
makes
Silver.
GT cool. Xeno Goku can
Okay,
space
Super Saiyan
just
4 was
like
always
Super
cool.
Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy...
GT wasn't always cool,
punching
granted, but Super
dinosaurs,
Saiyan 4
it's
always cool.
overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come. How much
And he's still going, baby.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head on and pushes through.
showing everyone, everywhere, how to go even
Further beyond. Nice. I like the breakdown.
Faster than a speeding bullet.
But here we go.
Powerful than a locomotive.
The
It's
first
her.
baby, number
It's
one.
insane. It's Superman.
Geez, just a locomotive? People in the
Like
40s
right here, this
super
would be
imagination.
great for the
Born on
fucking
far-off world of
either the. There's a lot of great
Outlaws
Superman
by
tracks. You
his
could do
parents.
the one
Narrowly
from the
escaping
Superman, the
Krypton's
original one,
destruction.
or the
Raised
one
by
from the
farmers as
animated
Clark Kent,
series,
he eventually
or the one from
became
Superman versus the Elite.
Champion of the oppressed, the man of tomorrow.
If you've only seen the movie,
He's the guy. He's the superhero.
Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout, and he's definitely not Jesus. Wait, weren't the guys who made
No,
it-
he's not. Zack Snyder. God, Man of Steel sucks.
Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably seeking escape from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero who could defeat any evil by just punching it.
Wrong guy.
After almost 9 decades, Superman has been many
He's only-
things. At the
no, he's
core,
older
the
than
story
30.
is born of
Okay.
a refugee, a child
His
who
full
lost
name,
home.
Clark
The
Joseph
mercy
Kent.
of
That's
alien
right, baby.
This new world accepted him, raised him, gave him a new home because helping others in
Daily
need is the
Star,
right thing to
Galaxy
do.
News.
That's why he became a superhero, the first superhero.
Crime
Everything's
doesn't
gotta
pay.
start somewhere,
This
but he
animated
was
series
the
is
first one
fantastic.
to really take off.
Okay, when that trailer came out and the Iron Giant floated down, it's like super bad. Next to
When Clark
Superman,
discovered his Kryptonian
that made me want to play the
heritage,
game.
He struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power.
I'm telling you, this would be hitting harder with the music. I know, I'm a music nerd in that regard,
weight
but
of the earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's fast enough to reach the edge of the
Like
universe
Superman
in
cares.
seconds, or even break the bonds of infinity.
it would be fantastic if we somehow got a Thor feat in this just to get him faster.
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns. It's a good question though. Superman's powers
What the
have
fuck was
fluctuated
that?
over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so powerful he can
Like-
sneeze away a solar system.
I like how we're giving us these feats. It's just, it's funny that none of these feats matter until we start getting to the multiversal shit, which is kind of boring, because a lot of these feats are iconic and great, and really impressive, but it's just like, when did he, like, punch a universal entity into pieces?
The fire of a star, and if beam beams aren't enough, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to
How often does he
strain him,
do
but
this?
He's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite example.
A lot of
is
powers
when
do
he
that.
Rebuilt the reality warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time.
Of
Or
course!
gained 10 years
Of
worth
course that
knowledge
happened!
in 5 minutes of reading, and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Super speed's a
My favorite
bitch.
example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no novice.
Those are
when it
some
comes
damn
to
good
the
brownies.
of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts.
Oh, he knows Krav Maga. Guys, it's over.
He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as tanking Darkseid's Omega Beams. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and
Retcon?
alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful
Erase your
dimensional dimensions
existence.
or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally
Huh?
revolve around him.
But let's address the S-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we've covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman, and DC Comics as a whole, have gone through multiple retcons.
Yep.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well,
They all are.
Yeah, the latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kinda canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control.
Freaking weird.
I guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
That's a speedster
If you
thing.
really dig into it, this isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events
Yeah.
from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Yeah, post-crisis Supes did start as less powerful than in pre-crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite.
That Bill Murray?
Superman out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
Still,
Dinosaur?
this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while Superman's powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun,
Oh, can they?
exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old ball
Classic.
teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said
Of
that.
course.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Like when he used heat vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe has a radius of at least
Just why not?
1 trillion light
Man, I thought Marvel
years.
Comics is
A
fucking
more
stupid.
exact figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at
That's-
60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
What? That's 31 zeros.
Yeah, see?
Help make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's the anti-modern
Yeah.
blasting Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
Punched him so hard it kickstarted
Yeah.
another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weaknesses. There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
The many deaths of
Not
Superman.
all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star. So.
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic, but it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special.
Yeah.
He's defeated
Got that.
Plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely.
I like
He's the
that looking
goodest
Superman.
good guy of them all, but there is nuance.
Yeah, he is.
Even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers
Yeah.
in all of creation.
He was in the sixth dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home. Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a
Oh,
world
I've
with
seen
sun
this, and I
so
fucking
distant,
love this
never
little
seen.
panel.
Or so the Forger thought.
Up, up,
Instead,
and
he
away.
found the strength he needed to fly at that sun, dip through a ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because that's Superman.
That's
simple
DC
solution
Comics,
to
man.
overwhelming
Oh,
problems.
here's the newest big multiversal threat. Here's another one that was just somewhere else. There's one who was another one.
Galaxy all in the same day. What's not to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
All right, there we go.
This episode of Death
So
Battle is
Superman's
sponsored by
winning.
BetterHelp.
Superman's winning.
It's getting to be the holiday
He's
season
winning.
again, and I just know Mama Boomstick
like-
is finally getting me that new Dune
Hey,
rolling over.
better help. I'm not sponsored. I'm turning it down so I can talk. So, Superman's winning. They have put his universe at like 9,000,000 times stronger than Universal, and he also can destroy the multiverse, and I have to assume that every universe in that multiverse is the size of his universe. So, again, I love Superman, I love DC Comics, and this is a problem with Marvel as well, but like, I remember the days when like Galactus was top 3. I miss those days. I loved those days. I wasn't alive during those days. And while you can make Galactus as strong as Eternity if he's fully fed, which can't really happen, but that still isn't very impressive anymore. Like, oh, here's a Proxima, and here's Glapnock, and here's Deflimble, and here's the Madden NFL 2008. And they're all one above each other, and they were released a year apart, and each one was the creator of the multiverse, except he created that guy's multiverse, and that guy created that guy's multiverse, and that guy created that guy's multiverse, and oh, but look at that, Green Lantern hits him, and it does damage, and it's like, no, it shouldn't. You guys, it's like Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball is like, oh, look, Goku is getting stronger. In DC and Marvel, especially DC, it seems, it's, oh, look, here's a new cosmic abstract that's way bigger and more dangerous-er than the last cosmic abstract. And we're still just going to scrap with them and win. I'm sure I'm missing context. Oh, they had like an astral regulator that allowed them to defeat the one above all. No, I don't care if I'm missing context. It's ridiculous. I'm a big fan of versus and scaling, as you can tell. So having like, oh, Hulk shook infinite realities with his punch. You need that if you want to get like the peak version of Hulk versus the peak version of somebody. But I like a little bit more toned down, like, and by toned down, even just like Universal, which is utterly asinine. In terms of power, you can't comprehend how much power would require to destroy a universe. It's unfathomable. You can't even comprehend a universe, let alone the power in which it takes to destroy it. But like even that, it's easier to wrap your head around than, oh yeah, infinite multiversal, infinite outerversal. They're literally irrelevant of power. They're a multi-complex fixed point, and they're a meta version, like meta universal character. They can destroy any fictional reality with a blink. It's just like, now it's just like, same kind of with Speed. Like, I love doing verses with like My Hero, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, even like Invincible. That's a little higher than their tax bracket, but it's just because, oh, how fast are they? Oh, dude, they're like Mach 15, which is stupid fast. 15 times the speed of sound, because the speed of sound is 343 meters per second. That's 3.5 football fields in 1 second. So times that by 15, oh boy, that's an incredible amount of speed. You could get basically anywhere in a regular amount of time. So having those comparatively, oh, he's Mach 2 versus Mach 10, it's like, oh, he's way faster, but it's like, it's still comparatively, we can still understand the speed, we can still evaluate it in different ways. It's like, it's not like, oh, he's a billion, trillion, million, splillion times faster. So, like, how do we even rationalize that? Like, I like the lower bits. Don't get me wrong, I'm really excited for this fight, but, I mean, even with Senno Goku, or fucking Dragon Ball Heroes Goku, I don't think he's got this. I mean, even with shit like Hakai, Superman can resist Existence Erasure because he's a fucking linchpin of everything, I guess. I guess, does Goku have a win condition? I guess if you can, like, instant transmission him to, like, a red sun, but even then, the bounds of space-time hold no effect on Superman, so even if he gets there, it's not like it's just a instant power drain. He'll just be like, I am now at the opposite end of reality, where there is a white star, and I am now way stronger! I'm sorry, Goku. I love you, Goku. It's just not happening. You're out of your tax bracket with this one. I don't know, maybe 3-4 more years? Then maybe we'll do it again! On God. Again, watch this if you haven't yet, but now we're ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's still me.
Run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Here we go. Oh, just right out of the gate. Okay. Okay, we're just starting then. No preamble. It's a little disappointing. Hope we get time for them to talk in the fight. Like their smile.
Today's the day. We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
Yeah, no, even Superman's like, nah, man, we're doing this again. Okay, well, Goku's a better martial artist, but, like, again, the stats are just so out of his favor. I'm really liking this fight so far. This feels way more impactful than Hulk versus Broly already.
You're holding back. Give it your all.
Well, you can't give it your all immediately. You're not even giving it your all immediately. You know how this works.
I'm doing just fine.
Going blue. Ah, cool. Again, you don't need them. Okay, I was gonna say, you don't need them blowing up planets for it to feel cool, impactful. I'm assuming we're gonna get to there, though. Fucking grabbing it. No, the moon!
Oops. Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you just how
Powerful I really am. Is that Mike Guy's voice actor for... Hey, that was Masako! Okay, that's cool. Cosmic Armored Superman versus Zeno Goku, okay.
Well, what do you think?
That was awesome.
Ah, man, I love these two.
Thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
So he should get an advantage with Mastered Ultra Instinct, but he'll run out of juice, and that's when Superman gets his hit in. This is so good, man! Fucking awesome! Then you get the Injustice ultimate move. The solar explosion. I've used that effect, by the way, that little fire effect at the screen. Now we're about to start getting crazy. That's cool. Hitting every star in the galaxy.
Finally.
Ah, it's good. And then we're doing it just like Goku for Superman 1. But the giant, just like the Spirit Punch, the Dragon Fist Punch. Except this time, instead of blowing up the planet, they're blowing up reality. Don't be over!
Ah, darn it.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But
That
I'll be
hee
stronger
was
next
pretty on
time.
point.
I look forward to it.
Is that them eating a cupcake together?
Let's go again.
You're on.
A fusion of Batman and Superman? Oh, I saw that.
KO! That's it!
Ah,
The
fuck, that fight was great.
indisputable answer. Who am I kidding. People are gonna argue this one forever.
There's so many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
Continuities.
For real, Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the
Here we go, I'm in!
most representative of
Like
this
other
fight.
Pokemon
First
type
up,
things.
strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe. Or
But
take
their
big
universe
strides, like
was
when
who was
Superman
bigger.
got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is 1,505 times larger than our own. But based on the DC Universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times
You
larger.
can't even-
Over a
can't even
novecillion
think.
times more than Goku's.
At some point, you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. It's
Anyway,
just
Goku's
pointless.
obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times. He's defeated
but
Jiren
not a
Rodan
no
horribly.
billion
But
times.
even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or quintillions of times, the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even Heroes competes with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk
Speed!
Both are obviously way
Superman's
faster
like
than
irrelevant
but
speed.
Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of his in seconds and flew faster than Infinity.
It's just like the whoever wrote like 15 quadrillion light years in half a second. They had no idea what they were doing.
The entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent merged timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That combined with instant transmission and ultra.
Are they gonna
instinct
say that both of them are equal in speed? That's
Maybe.
interesting.
Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
Okay, I
Especially
can
when you look at skill.
get behind that.
Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to an end.
Superman's knowledge and pressure points.
Yeah,
of Kryptonian martial
I'd
arts
be
are
very surprised if they
impressive,
gave
but
it
he's
to
only
this
used
guy
them
to
a few
Superman.
times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master.
Yeah.
So Goku wins
Goku
in
definitely takes skill.
but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman. He's even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 1,000 years.
Yeah,
He's
that'll do it.
Astonishingly brilliant. Like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman. But perhaps less obvious is our last category, powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb,
Yeah.
Yakuba, Instant Transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win? with
Powers,
those?
not
Dragon Ball
power.
Ki is dependent on physical ability, so it's different from magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could
Yep.
break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long, and Goku's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it,
Superman,
Superman's impossible
yep.
to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Superman can time travel, countering instant transmission's similar ability from Heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact
yeah.
that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, instant transmission requires
Rabbits on the moon!
a person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red star.
Even if he did, Superman could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
Yeah, exactly.
Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could phase through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku versus Superman breaches a broader
ERP?
It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America...
And then
rarely
in comes
chose who
the
they are
manga.
or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many
Man, I love these two characters.
others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence?
No!
And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz.
Right!
Man,
It
there's
is
more than
fun.
one way to appreciate something. We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming action figures together. And that's okay.
In fact, if anything, I wish they kind of talked more as their characters. Although I liked that end bit a lot.
That battle was super, man.
That's the worst pun.
It's
What?
great.
It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math. The pun's your job.
Well, maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would
Oh,
have
is the
What is wrong
finale
with you?
between Wiz and Boomstick? What's the finale? Because we got one more, baby!
Again, Voice of Wiz, thank you so much for watching.
That was
We're
such a
about
good
to announce
fight,
the
man.
next episode, but before we do that, if you're not a Death Metal member yet, click that join button below. See what you're missing.
Here we go. Let's go! Galactus versus Unicron, baby. Galactus should... This is like Godzilla versus Hulk, in my opinion. I don't know much about Unicron, but like... Did I say Galactus? I meant Godzilla. Fucking... This is like Godzilla versus Hulk. I don't know much about Unicron, but... Like... Galactus... Like, I made a joke about it earlier in this video, but he's like a cosmic abstract that can scale up. Like, he can, like, at full power, like, fight, like, multiple Celestials. And those guys are, you know, kind of big deals. And so, I don't know. Unicron can turn into, like, something, the planet the size of Jupiter. Galactus eats planets. I know that's kind of the meme, but, like still... Okay, but this battle, man, I really liked it. Hold on, I'm gonna go back to that the little, you know, room of Goku losingness. I want to check out all the other little, what's going on? Oh, that fucking premiere ended, that's why, huh? I can't go backwards? Oh, no. That's gonna end that. That's unfortunate. Oh, my Sky's 7th anniversary. I didn't ask for this! But... I think I like the first fight the most still, but that might just be, like, all of my, like, just love for that one. Okay, here we go. Let's check this out. Oh, gotta get the, I guess I can just take a... Nah, fuck it. I'll just do this. Whop. There we go. Okay, let's check this out. So we've got... Oh, it's okay, that's Saiyan Goku, like, if he stayed on... if he was, like, still a Saiyan, like, through and through, with a Saiyan armor, versus, I think that's Communist Superman? Or, like, Red Sun Superman? Then we've got Goku in Superman's uniform versus Superman in Goku's gi with the JoJo posing. We have this. I think that's... Is that Goku vs. Superman 2? Because there's Goku vs. Superman 1, which is great. There's Gogeta versus Batman mixed with Superman. Brent. Klain. Or... Kloos. Went. Because if you do their superhero names, it's Batman or Superman. It's lame. So then we've got, looks like the original Superman versus Dragon Ball Goku, which that'd be a fun fight. Animated Superman versus Dragon Ball Z Goku. I'm sure this one right here is like super hyper mega Goku versus Superman. What's this down here? I can barely see. What is that? Is that then like arm wrestling? What a fun fight. I like this so much more than King Kai telling Goku that he's never gonna win. Like, and that's okay. I like how they touched up on, like, the purpose of the characters a little bit in the end. But it wasn't, like, the reason for the outcomes, results. I really like this fight. And again, this was technically around the same scale as Hulk versus Broly in terms of, like, the animation. But, like, if all the hits felt way more impactful, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to shit on Hulk versus Broly. I think the animation is really good. It's just, it doesn't feel as impactful, especially with the sound. Hulk versus Doomsday is a lot better in the fight, even though it's a lot smaller. Like, the animation was just super nice in this. I liked some of the callbacks to the other fights. Like Superman, instead of going in and charging up from one star, he goes up and charges up for the star in the whole galaxy. And Goku, this time he just blows up the planet himself. I love how they accidentally blow up the moon, and Superman's like, oh shit! And it's like, no, we're good. Remember, we can just bring him back with the Dragon Balls. And it's like, okay, good. And at that point, that's when Superman realizes he can stop holding back. Because, he lives in a world made of cardboard. They did the whole speech again. I know it's a little repetitive, but it's like one of the best Superman speeches ever. Thanks, Justice League Unlimited. But he's like, oh shit, once I can, that's what gives him we can just bring everything back. I don't have to worry about damaging anything. I can go all out. I like that. Even though he shouldn't really need that. I mean, it is kind of more of a reminder rather than, a telling, because apparently we are treating this like this is the same continuity as the other two, which I'm perfectly fine with. It reminds me of Thor vs. Vegeta. It's much better than Thor vs. Vegeta in this front, but I wish we had, a proper start, Goku, hey, yo, what's up, let's go, and Superman, all right, third time's the charm, let's see what you got, which is kind of what we get during the fight. I mean, it is what we get during the fight. I just wanted more of that, right? So whenever I do verses in my community tab, my favorite thing about making it is the scenario. All right, because I split it up into parts, location, conditions, and scenario. Conditions is what gear do they have? Are they bloodlusted? I rarely ever do anything like that because I'm more interested in the characters. But the scenario is how that fight starts. Who are they in a conjoined universe? Is it just so they happen to live right next to each other? Did one get teleported to that universe and they have to try and figure out where they are? I like the idea of the characters themselves. How do they interact prior to the fight, during the fight? I like that shit. Which is why I always strive to put it in. And it's one of my favorite parts about when, my favorite death battles have those kinds of things. All Might versus Might Guy, especially Solid Snake versus Sam Fisher. It's probably that's maybe the best one. Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai, not quite, but still really, really good. I like having the reason for why they fight. I think it's really good. Man, I was a huge, huge fan of this death battle. Do we need another one in the future? No. Will we get another one in the future? Probably not. Will we maybe need one in the future? Maybe. But I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. And especially because it wasn't just, oh, look, Superman, it means he wins. It's, look, Superman can... The DC universe is stupid, man. Look at this. It's dumb. It's dumb stupid, and he can blow up this dumb stupid universe. So that puts him at 1 trillion mega shits. All right, that's how strong he is. Equalizing speed, I wasn't expecting, but okay, they're about equivalent to speed. Cool. Goku's obviously the better fighter. I'm satisfied. I am satisfied with this fight. Thank you, Death Battle, and thank you for what is this 11 years of doing this? I was in middle school when I watched my first death battle. I have graduated college. So, thank you for keeping it up. Watch this video again, even after finishing this one, watch theirs again. And then come back and watch this one, and then watch theirs again, and then do that over and over again. I think that's where I'm going to end it. I'm almost certainly going to react to Unicron versus Galactus. So see you then. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Rhett, Captain of the Custodians. This was Goku vs. Superman 3. Bye-bye.